In today's video, we're going to be going and building these really neat boxes that have finger joints, beautiful, and they're made out of walnut. So definitely something that looks beautiful. You can give it to the relatives, you can give it to your friends. They make great gifts. We're going to be showing you the whole entire process on how that works, how we did it, and we'll also leave some links to some of the nice little hardware that gives it that old-fashioned look down in the description below. So in the meantime, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon so you can hear about all of our newest videos as soon as they come out. In the meantime, let's get to the build. All right, here we go. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and cut down about a 3/4 inch board. We're going to try to split it as close to down the middle as possible. And on the next steps, we're going to go ahead and cut this in half at the bandsaw. So whether you have a bandsaw or just a really good saw, you can just go ahead and cut this part down and go ahead and get yourself rocking and rolling that way. After we're done with this part, we're going to come over here to the planer and we're going to plane them down until they're at approximately 1/4 of an inch in thickness. And this will set the size for our boxes since we're doing some small jewelry or keepsake boxes that we're making. Now we're going to go ahead and cut down the sides. It's kind of important to have one of these. If you don't, we'll put a little link in the top here for you. And then it's just a matter of just kind of assembling it all together. So now we got all of our sides squared away. Longs for the front and shorts for the back. We're just going to go ahead and grain match and then just mark with a piece of chalk in my case each component, so that way we know where they're supposed to go, and then when we go to do the cuts to make the finger joints, we'll be ready to rock. And we're just going to go ahead and cut down all the tops and bottoms and move on to finger joints. And we'll have this little dado blade listed in the description down below if you're interested in getting it. It's just a little 6-inch guy. And if you guys are interested in making one of these jigs, just leave a comment and let me know and I'll do a video on one. A dry assembly is a must on these to make sure that everything fit correctly. So that's what I'm doing right here. You'll always have a little bit of overhang there with the finger joints, so those will be just sanded off later. And you should have something that looks like that and is able to keep itself up and stable if they're properly jointed and they're not too loose. So we're just going to go ahead and cut a little groove using that same dado blade for the same size of the wood that we used. And what this will do is allow us to make the tops and bottoms, so that way we can just kind of pop them in. We'll show you how that works here in a second. So you just put the box right down on the bottom. It looks like that, so nice clean edges. And then we just pop the top right on. There we go, and that's what the final product should look like. So now it's just a matter of sanding and gluing at this point. So just go ahead and glue all those together. As you can see, you need a lot of glue on these. And what might have been a little bit better on these was to actually glue the tops and the bottoms in right off the bat. This would have kept it a little bit more square because those are perfectly square. But this worked out pretty well and we kept the boxes square anyway. After they dry, just run a little line of glue, very thin, along the top and bottom of the lids and bottoms, and just squish them right on. And then again, some more clamps to make sure that they've got a good, firm seating in there because we definitely don't want those popping back out and leaving little lines. Then a little bit of sandpaper love. Get those finger joints down, and then time to cut the lid. When you're cutting a lid, I like to put a little bit of blue tape on there. This keeps the lid from floating around and keeps from having little burrs on there. Putting the stick in there will keep the lid from collapsing on itself and giving like really jagged cuts on the blade. And then you get something like that. We're still going to do a little bit of sanding on these just to make sure that they're perfectly flat, but for the most part they came out relatively well. And then we're just going to chamfer these using the sandpaper. Tried the plane, we found that didn't work too well. Now they're all glued together, we're just going to go ahead and give this little Danish oil to enhance the color of the walnut. It just rubs on there for a little protection. And then we're going to go ahead and spray some shellac and some lacquer on here to go and give it a nice shine, just like you'd expect out of one of these nice boxes. And we're just going to go ahead and fit a little velvet liner in the bottom. This is nice for the jewelry. And then we'll go ahead and start working on the hinges. I do recommend when you do this, use some double-sided tape. It makes it a lot easier to keep the hinge in place because they are awfully tiny. And a little bit of measuring never hurts either. Some tape on the sides to keep it all together, and then it's time to go ahead and do a little bit of drilling. Don't go too far though. Don't want to go all the way through the wood. And then just attach your screws. And we'll go ahead and do the front part. This is always a little tricky, so watch where these are and definitely use double-sided tape, otherwise they'll have a tendency to wander on you. See, like that popped open. Which is fine, because the double-sided tape keeps it from flying off. And there you go. That's basically what the box winds up looking like when it's all finished and done. And really good to go. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the build. Definitely a fun project to have. Really, really easy to make, as you could tell. Didn't take a lot of anything really. That dado blade that we used in the video, we're gonna link that down below. You can put that in just about anything. I mean, we put that right here in this contractor saw, that, you know, or portable table saw, whatever you wanna call it. And that worked just fine. We actually could have used it with the original insert because the inserts are so wide and the cuts are so small. So that's basically how that works. If you have questions, comments, please drop them down in the comments below. In the meantime, as usual, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon for all of our newest videos. We got a lot more coming out, and we look forward to seeing you out here. So in the meantime, stay safe in the shop.